Hello everyone, welcome to an After Effects tutorial by Tyler Mendoza. Today we're going to be learning about keying out green screen, masking, and putting images or media into other media. So today we're going to start off by keylighting images or footage, whatever you've taken. So we'll go to footage. We have here a green screened video. You can either go to new composition here and drag it in there, or you can just drag it straight down into your window. So there we go, we have our raw footage. It's just of the green screen room, and we have our light set up so where the color of the green comes out pretty evenly, and also you can see your actor really well. So what we want to do is go over here, look up key light. This is the effect that will let us key out the color of our choice. Go over to screen color, and here you take the droplet, click on it, come over here, pick the green that will be most likely the one that we're trying to key out, which is obviously the one closest to our actor, because we don't really care about this color or this color, because it'll just be masked out once we finish doing our key light. So we'll go ahead and take a green. As you can see, it replaced it with black, and didn't do a very good job just because of the different shades of green with the lights and everything, but it shouldn't be a problem, because what we can do is come over here to screen matte, and now it'll bring it to black and white. Everything in white is the thing that we want to keep. Everything in black is what will be keyed out. So then we can come over to screen matte, and clip black and clip white will be the two colors, or the two options that you will be manipulating to try to get the sharpest separation. So right now we'll just mess around with these, get our black looking pretty nice, get our white. That looks pretty nice. Alright, so like I said, none of this stuff will matter once we get to masking. So now we can go back to our final result, and as you can see, it looks pretty nice around him. There's no green, there's very little chopping of the actual footage, so I like that. So now we'll go back to our project. So now we'll worry about masking, get rid of all of this stuff that's not actually needed at all. So what we can do, go up to our rectangle tool. This is for all intents and purposes our masking tool in After Effects. So what we want to do is draw over what we want to keep, and there we go, just like that, and the rest is gone. Now this footage is actually a video, so he has some movement. You want to make sure that your mask covers everything that he does in his movement, and I believe there's some clipping. Yes, so we have right here, and I believe there's a little bit more once he moves. Nope, we're good. So we're going to go back to here, and now we want to make sure that he's actually in here. So we'll take our cursor, double click on the mask, and we'll just drag it out a little bit, so make sure that he's actually in. See, there we go. So now we have that, he's in here, you can move around, he's in here the whole time. So we're good there. Now we're going to put him into a scene so that we can use the footage that we took for something creative. We'll go in here, open a file, we'll go to images, and we have a bus stop here, so we'll put him into this bus stop. What you can do is drag it right in, and voila, he's in there. Obviously you can tell he's not the right dimensions for his surroundings. You can use the people in your media as kind of a scale on how to scale your actor. So what we're going to do is come in here to transform, scale. So we're going to be using it automatically preset to be scaling proportionally, so that's what we want. We'll just scale him down, try to get him the size that we want him to be for the scene. That looks okay. So I'll click on this, we'll be able to move him around. We'll put him here. This guy's looking at him. Sure, that works. So now he's kind of not the same color as the rest of the people in the scene, and then I'll be taking out with some color correct. I like doing color correct this way by colorizing him and then like adjusting the settings. So we'll go with like a bluer version. Obviously this is not what we want completely, so we'll go ahead and just mess around with it a little bit. We'll take into effect this kind of like light, which is like an advertisement for Dexter, and it's kind of going on to him a little bit. So the light from our scene lights can kind of be interpreted as this light, so that'll be easier for us. So now it's kind of color corrected, he looks more natural in the scene. We could add a little shadow underneath here, but doesn't seem to be too much on this cloudy day. There's a little bit of occlusion, but for now I think we're good. So we have him in our scene, and he's moving around. He's just fine. My computer's not really taking the buffering too well, so we'll leave it as it is. But now I want to take this here. We can mess with the background of your images and put whatever you want into them. So we're going to go ahead and put a map in here. So we'll go to project, import, file, and I have a map of Purdue campus. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So now what you want to do is you want to drag them down into here. We can go ahead and close this. Okay, now we have our map. We can't see it, so we'll drag it to the top. Now it's on the top layer. So I'll bring it over here, and we can scale it down, try to get it in there a little bit. Now obviously this is a three-dimensional scene, so trying to put a 2D image on a 3D plane is not going to look correct unless we mess with its dimensions in a three-dimensional space. So what you can go do is come down to your layer and go over to this 3D layer and check it on for this object. That'll allow you to go into the transform tools and actually transform it in a 3D scale. So you back and forth, up and down, and such. So with that, we can zoom in here, come over, and we'll go ahead and try to scale this in pretty nicely. The scene's a little bit blurry, so it doesn't have to be precise, but if it's production quality, then you want to definitely make sure you take your time and just play around with it. I can't really teach you how to play around with the settings in a tutorial. It's just something you gotta learn and get out and do. So we'll just go ahead and sit this in there, give it a little like that. Alright, that should be good for what we're doing. Alright, so now we have this in there, and obviously you can see there's a problem. The foreground cuts through the background, so we have to make sure that this is still visible in our scene. It's actually pretty easy. We just go back to our masking tool like we did with masking out what we didn't want to see for him. But instead of masking out what we didn't want to see, we can mask out what we want to see, which is very interesting. First off, you want to make sure that you have, let's select this, your map selected or whatever you want to make sure you're masking. Then you go in here, you can even zoom in, and we can mask in the foreground, so to speak, what we want to see behind it. Like that. And now we can just go back, select our tool, and there you have it. It's in there perfectly nice. Map of, we can go with bus routes of Purdue since we're at a bus stop, and there you go, there you have it. If any questions, you can leave them in the description or in the comment section, and see you guys later. Thank you.